Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Silicon Labs product podcast. In this episode, as part of our series where we're looking ahead at the year 2021, we're going to focus on the smart home. The prior episodes have discussed how the IoT is driving growth in asset tracking, building automation, and smart cities. The smart home is the most visible market where people like you have seen the impact of the IoT. And hopefully some of the questions that I asked today will help provide you some interesting answers. And I know that's going to happen because we are lucky to have today Johan Pedersen join us. Johan manages the marketing for Silicon Labs IoT solutions for the home and consumer markets. And so thanks, Johan, for joining us today.
Thanks, Kyle. I'm excited to be here.
So like the other podcasts, what I've started off doing is just asking my guests, what do you see for the markets that you manage for, the smart home and consumer markets? Where do you see the growth in 2021? What are some of the changes that are you're seeing a lot of activity with customers because of them?
So actually, during the past few years, we have seen tremendous growth in the smart home and the consumer markets in IoT. And last year, it has definitely been affected by everybody working from home, where we've seen an increased uptake in all these DIY systems, where the more professional systems have had a challenging years where you haven't been able to get a professional installer in your home. But overall, what was previously seen as big barriers to the broader adoption of smart home IoT have been addressed with lower costs, with more security, and with overall a higher value proposition of smart home devices that people today are really interested in getting in their own homes. It's no longer niche. It is something that both young and older generations are seeing the benefits of today.
I've seen a lot of reports, just the fact that people are stuck at home. I mean, we are literally living in our homes all day long. There's no leaving to go to the office, other places. And so people are investing in these things that they've always seen as nice to have. And now it's a necessity. I mean, when you spend that much time at home, you want it to be a little smarter, a little bit more friendly. And so I think that's, like you said, that's driven. You don't have to now pay third party. You have the time and you go to the DIY stores and you bring it home and you fix that eyesore or that thing that was causing you the most problem.
Yeah, definitely. The amount of DIY projects have increased tremendously while we've all been at home and needed to find other things than work to spend our time on. And we see with this an increased need, of course, on ease of use and ease of installations of smart home products. This is something that the industry is already, luckily already working on, where you want people to be able to just plug and play their devices without worrying about the technology that is behind, without worrying about how secure the product is, or worrying about whether their data will be compromised. And we see the different alliances and standards bodies really increasing their efforts here. Huge industry players are now collaborating in defining products that can work together across different technologies, across different ecosystems, all with the same standardized, easy way of installing them, all with the same standardized high-level security in the product. So all of these things are enabling even further growth, and we will see this through this year and next year, and when these initiatives that are being worked on right now will really help accelerate the market even further.
So a couple of those, you brought the alliances up. What about, the buzzword last year, really just starting was chip. And so you talked a little bit, maybe you can be more specific on chip. Do you see that where our customers are going to be able to engage Silicon Labs and have chip solutions that they're going to start evaluating and working on deploying products? Is it Q3, Q4? When do you see the first chip products really gaining momentum in the smart home?
Yeah, so the whole project Connected Home over IP chip is a huge undertaking by many players. Silicon Labs is one of the most code contributing vendors in this project, and we see a huge value of this project, and are working with several of our customers in getting their products ready for in the future to be a part of this ecosystem of products. The specification for connected home over IP is still in the works, and I would refer to the communication from the Zigbee Alliance on the specifics of that. But we do expect late this year that it will start getting concrete, and you will be able to soon thereafter see the first products that will be sort of chip compatible. And now it is an initiative that runs on multiple technologies, and we are also seeing a lot of efforts around how to deploy products that would be able to work with existing ecosystems and devices such as Zigbee or Z-Wave products that would then be able to interact with newer chip products. So that's also something that's super interesting for a developer to be able to follow and to partner up with Silicon Labs, because we support all of these initiatives, enabling our customers to play in all these different initiatives.
I think the key thing you said was Silicon Labs is providing customers with solutions today that, with our development in the connected home over IP, hopefully will be forward compatible or maybe upgradable in the future. Or, we're more aware of the requirements, and so if they partner with us, we're going to guide them the right way. So I mean, it's good to be involved with somebody who touches all the bases, so that you're not left with a solution that was not taking into respect some other pieces of that developing standard.
Definitely. And the key thing there is that since the chip spec is not fully done yet, partnering up with somebody like us who is involved in the core of it enables our customers to sort of stay closely aligned with what's going on.
Shifting gears a little bit, I mean, you mentioned consumer, and so maybe for our listeners, that for Silicon Labs, it's primarily medical. That's a big focus of us, or health products. Maybe touch a little bit about those specifically. I've seen presentations from you and your counterparts on health devices like diabetes, and we're seeing a lot of growth there. Smart home monitoring of patients. Touch on those topics and where you see that growing in 2021.
Yeah, we are seeing tremendous growth in the whole portable medical segment, or in-home applications such as blood glucose meters, where you can optimize your diabetes medicine by having wireless solutions providing you with more data on when and you need your medication. And again, with COVID and the increased pressure on the medical sector, there are huge benefits in order to keep people in their homes and monitoring them from a distance. With the whole telehealth, we see a huge increased demand for wireless solutions that enables this data to monitor patients, also within pulse oximeters for more COVID-related monitoring, and across the board, specifically within Bluetooth, where you have your smartphone, and by introducing sort of a portable medical type of device, you can actually enable a person to stay in home and actually get better care and treatment. So this is extremely exciting, and we're collaborating with a lot of the biggest industrial players on this field with our new Bluetooth solutions, where things like battery power, device level security are really important factors.
Yeah, on the device level security, we talked about it a little bit about on the smart home, but in portable health or medical, the ability to upgrade and the OTA, some regulations are out there where if you don't have a device that can be upgradable in the field, it's not going to be certified. And I would think in medical applications, it's so regulated that would be absolutely part of their requirements. And so with our products having the secure boot, the root of trust, the secure upgrades, that's going to enable us to provide customers with that, part of the package. They don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, definitely. It's so important. And meanwhile, we also work together with these security standardization bodies And our solutions recently was the first wireless solution to get the ARM PSA level 2 security certification. We're working in the medical segment. We're working with the DT-SEC on the security for the diabetes treatments and many others. So these are extremely important, and we're really lucky that we've several years ago started developing our secure vault technology that you are highlighting.
Yeah, for sure. One last question before we wrap up. I think a lot of our listeners would have questions about Z-Wave long range and Amazon Sidewalk. We're seeing these new technologies come up, and I think you might be a great person to give perspective on what's developing or what's driving these developments, and what are they going to provide in future products.
Yeah, so we see an increased need for sort of the beyond the inside the four walls of the home solutions. So in the yard, into the neighborhood, into the streets, into the city. And longer range solutions are for applications such as garage doors, security systems, outdoor lighting systems, and new types of tracking. And if we start with Sidewalk, so Sidewalk brings a new type of backbone for your IoT network. Even if your own system is down, your device will be able to communicate with sort of the Sidewalk coverage in the neighborhood, which brings some really unique benefits brought by Amazon and the Amazon ecosystem. On Z-Wave long range, there's a more than a mile range now enabled with the Z-Wave 700 from Silicon Labs. And this enables your product to no longer depend on any repeaters in a mesh, and brings Z-Wave systems sort of beyond the home into also more multi-dwelling units or hospitality types of applications where you want that longer range in those larger networks. So you could sort of say that both our long range technologies both enable new applications, but they come at it from different perspectives, and they solve different needs in the market. So we're super excited about both, and are collaborating with Amazon on Sidewalk and with the Z-Wave Alliance on the Z-Wave long range. Today, you can go and develop a Z-Wave long range device. You'll have to wait a little bit to start your Sidewalk project, but if you get in touch with us, we can already start discussing that today.
All right. Well, thanks, Johan, for taking the time today. I know we're extremely busy. Staying at home, it has its benefits, but one of the drawbacks is you're always available. And so our days are filled with customer meetings and internal meetings. So I do appreciate the time you spent with us today.
Thank you, Kyle. I just wanted to sort of come with one last thing that I think developers should do, is to really engage in these alliances and developments that are going on in the smart home, whether it is Project Connected Home or IP in the Zigbee Alliance. Like, be a member, participate in the working groups, as well as in the Z-Wave Alliance. Be a member, participate in the working groups, and take part in the future of where these technologies will end up. That has a benefit for you to stay closely updated with these new developments, and also be able to actually influence them. So that would sort of be my last takeaway.
Oh, that's great. And Johan, I look forward to having you back on. Maybe we can talk about some of the other smart home developments and consumer and portable medical things in the future. Thanks, Johan.
Awesome. Thank you, Kyle. Bye-bye.
And everyone, thanks for downloading the podcast and taking the time to listen. And until next time, stay safe.